Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 268 Tier 10 Soviet tank destroyer based on the T-10 tank and located on the southwest spawn of Glacier and under the command of the Bassman from Hell. Okay, he's got a big gun, a 152mm gun, which is capable of doing 750 alpha, penetrating 303mm with standard AP, and with the heat rounds it will go through 395mm. Okay, he's reached the ice. This is the moment when he's risking getting hit by an enemy tank that comes up to the centre line. And there is one, an AMX-50B over there. I'm not sure if he can be seen. Yes, he can be. And the 777 version 2 is trying to fire back. Of course, this gun has got a very narrow arc of fire, only 11 degrees either side, 22 in total. So he can't angle his gun at the enemy while he's on the move, unless he's going straight towards them. But he's reached the corner, and he's ready to game. And he's kind of pushed himself up there, which actually, well, he's trying to, in some way, to have a look at the enemy, get his gun up to create some artificial gun depression. He's only got 5 degrees of gun depression, and unfortunately he missed the IS-32 there. Yeah, this is one of the bad points of this tank destroyer. Only 5 degrees of gun depression. It's pretty awful. So you have to create artificial gun depression if you can by parking the vehicle on one side so that the gun, when it moves to its right side or to its left side, gets more angle. Yeah, so you can actually do that. If you lift one side, you get a bit more gun depression. Okay, the E75 tried a shot. He's in reload. Of course, you know an E75 does have a fairly long reload. He'll poke his... Oh, it's not him. It was actually the IS-32 changed position, came over to this side. Now, the 268 does have some weak spots. Very few, but those plates either side of the gun, they're not weak spots. The weak spot is actually that observation device right on top of the machine, and the other one, which is actually the driver's port just underneath the gun mantlet. That's a weak spot as well. You can see there's a hole in the vehicle, but actually that didn't penetrate. That was a block shot from the E75. See, using that 11 degrees either side and the raising of one side of the vehicle to create an artificial bit of gun depression, and so he can poke over the top, have a look at the enemy without getting penetrated. And he's blocked a shot, a 122mm from the Object 257. Now the 268 is basically a development of the T10. It was designed in 1952. That's when they started working on it at the Kirov plant in Leningrad under Joseph Kotin, the famous tank designer. And he based it on the T10, which of course had come out just after Stalin died, and that's why they called it the T10 rather than the IS-9 or whatever else number it would have actually had instead. In fact, it would have been the IS-8. We know that for certain because that's what it was intended to call. But they actually built a prototype for the 268 in 1956, and it went through the trials and passed. But it wasn't put into production, and I think the reason may have been down to the fact that they didn't want a tank destroyer which was quite as heavy as this. It's actually 54 tons fully loaded. 268 made a big mistake there, and he got a high roll. You see him waggling to throw any shell off. Always wangle. That's what Steve Oz tells us. Wangle, wangle. Oh, now that was harsh. Okay, his friend is occupying that spot, so he's going to go around this side and have a go at the enemy on the other side. Should be an E75 round here, and yes, he's found one. And that E75 is now in the garage. Ooh, took an HE round there. Very nasty. Don't you realise I've got a big armor piercing shell and I'm going to go straight through your side. Well, the 257 had, but the E75 is now out of the game and he's back in the garage. Come on, Mr. Object 257. You're next. Don't delay. I've got a special delivery for you. He bounced the shell. Now he's going to bully this guy. Wait till he gets it round. Pumps it in. High rolls. 767. Yes, he doesn't realise what he's up against. 268s are very dangerous, especially when you've got one right in front of you and he's pointing the pointy end at you. Bye-bye. He's back in the garage. Okay, who's next? The T95, I think. Well, he just saw to our E75, but now it's going to be a fight out between two tank destroyers. And yeah, just look at that. 685, which is a low roll. And he blocked that shot with his tracks. Now he's going to put another one in. He's not using the premium ammo. He's just using standard AP on this guy. Oh, that just tracked him. But he didn't need to worry because our teammate in the 121B finished him off. So, off to the races. Yep, it's everyone for their own to get to the enemy cap area as quickly as they can and finish this game because there's only 4 enemies left. 2 of those are in the south and the other 2 must be near the cap area. There's an Object 268 version 4 somewhere. There he is. Is he looking at us? Is he making eyes at us? Yes, he is. But we didn't pen him with the first shot. Okay, well, no need to worry. We'll get him with the next one. The reload time is really the big problem with this tank destroyer. 15.82 by the book. And you can see that BassmanFromHell's managed to get it down to 15.07. The 2684 has moved because, well, he's got other pressing concerns. The Super Conqueror to the south of him and also that 121B. And now we're looking at an Object 268 up on the heights and he's gone. And now there's only 2 enemies left, so it's a race to get there. This is the drawback of the Object 268 slow speed. It's only 48 kilometers an hour. It's not very fast. The enemy standard B's gone, so it's only the Bobject, the Object 268 version 4, who's left. And I think Bassman wants a few of those hit points. Oh! Now this is interesting. He's come down the cliff, which means he's on the ice and we can get at him. But are we going to get the last kill? No, unfortunately. The kill goes to the Super Conqueror in the end. I think it's fair to say that that was an exciting battle for BassmanFromHell in the Object 268. He managed to get his first ace tanker in this tank destroyer. He also managed to get a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and he also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he managed to get 6. And his win rate from the battle, 5,239, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Well, look at that. He did get the highest damage in the game, but I suspect the only reason he didn't get the high caliber was it probably wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. 5,291 hit points of damage is the highest in the game. The next highest scorer being the Super Conqueror, who got that last kill with 4,891. And the third highest damage in the game is the Charfuture4 on their team with 3,841. When it came to kills, it was the Super Conqueror who did the best with 5 kills in that game. And then we've got BassmanFromHell sharing the second spot with the TVP T5051, who didn't survive the battle, but he managed to get 3 kills as well. And when it came to base XP, it's the BassmanFromHell in second place again, and the Super Conqueror got 1,275, which proves that he was a good player. And Bassman, well, he got 1,104, which wasn't that far behind, so he's also a very good player as well. Let's have a look at detail. 12 shots fired, 12 direct hits, 100% accuracy, and only 8 penetrations. Yes, some of them did have fairly good armor, but he managed to put some of the armor-piercing rounds exactly where he needed to get penetrations on the enemy. 5,291 hit points, all of it at close range. 9 hits received from the enemy, but only 2 of those actually penetrated 6 non-penetrations, including one from a T95, a 257, an E75. Yep, he was having big guns fired at him and they just weren't getting through. And he took 1 splash damage as well. That was one of the E75s who gave up trying to fire armor-piercing or armor-piercing composite rigid and instead decided just to fire HE because he wasn't getting anywhere with the others. And 1,530 hit points damage blocked by armor. He damaged 5 of the enemy in the end and killed 3 of them and did 129 hit points of damage assistance. Earned 59,709 credits during the battle, 22,092 for holding ops, 81,801 altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, look at that ammo cost, virtually nothing because he was using AP and it works. And look at this, 52,520 credits profit on a premium count. He got 7 bonds because this is a tier 10 vehicle, and he got 1,656 XP, but it wasn't his first battle of the day because he'd already got the bonus on some other game, and so all he took was the 1,656, but what he did get was his first ace tanker, because you only get that scroll the first time, and he got it this time, so yes, that's definitely an ace, and I think you can see the way he just ploughed through those enemy tanks, but he did it very smartly and intelligently by actually making sure that he was well protected when he was taking some of those shots, and well, yes, he had a good time. He was pushing all the time, but he was monstering those enemy tanks, especially the E75s, by showing them who's boss. Well, I hope you enjoyed that great game, and if you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do remember that we've got this channel and another one called The General, which I'll leave a link to in the description below the video. And on that channel, you can watch great games like Pools Medals. In fact, actually, we try to do every Pools medal we can from now on, in fact, since we started doing it. So everyone has a chance to be on YouTube with a great game, but with no commentary and a virgin client, so you can see it exactly as the player saw it when the game happened. Thanks for watching.